Parkinson.
Now, a sub is coming on for Putney. There's the Aston Villa team, just to underline the Price is playing and not Gray, as we inadvertently told you at the start. Now Proctor, roared on by the crowd, straight though at Gage. Mowbray's header, Slavin lost out. Good play here by Platt. No way through though for him. Slavin. Now then to Ripley. Gage not back at him well. Here's Daley. Trying to shake off Parkinson, who's sticking to him so tightly. And it's Owen McGee that they want to bring on, Middlesbrough. Over on the far side. So Putney clearly is going to take no further part in this game. What a sad night for him. But on comes young Owen McGee, who let nobody down at Villa Park. Got stretched once or twice by the pace of Daley. I wonder where he's going to slot in now. Very versatile player. 10 minutes gone, no score. A fairly frenetic opening few minutes, and that is a sad side here of Trevor Putney being carried away on the stretcher. And he has, we understand, a damaged shin from that tackle from Cowans.
Yeah, that's a blow for Bruce Rioch's team, because actually with the absence of Mark Brennan as well, it leaves them without too many specialist midfield players. I feel sure if they'd have been chasing the game, if they'd have needed goals, Peter Davenport would have come on instead of young McGee. But basically they're very, very short of natural midfield players now.
And McGee has slotted into Putney's role on the right-hand side of midfield. Mountfield chasing here, pursued by Ripley. Ripley, one of the front two with Alan Kernigan. Another battler, Stuart Ripley. Just to remind you, there's no away goals rule tonight, so it's all settled on the score. And at the moment, it's a one-goal advantage from the first leg that Middlesbrough have. And for Trevor Putney, I'm afraid this game is over. Parkinson with a long ball. Too long, though, for Kernigan.
Yeah, that's presented a little bit of a problem for the Boro at the moment, is with the wind at the backs, they're tending just at this moment in time to overhit. Whereas last week, a feature of the game was the quality of the ball they played into their front players.
So often they found Ripley and Slavin too and Kernigan in that first meeting at Villa Park when they really raised their game, Middlesbrough. And certainly in the second half, no doubt at all, they were in charge. And it was no surprise when they finally won the match with Brennan's last gasp winner. Paul Kerr, former Aston Villa man. Here's Proctor. Graham Taylor certainly was full of praise for the Middlesbrough performance in that first meeting, which feels his team can do a lot better. And it's certain they will tonight. We shall see. Here's McGee. Throw though to Aston Villa. Owen McGee, one of the young players, being brought on and nurtured by Bruce Rioch at Ayresome Park. Only missing out. Mowbray, too long though for Kernigan. Mowbray again, pumping it forward. But again, a somewhat wayward through ball.
Yeah, I think the wind and the nerves coupled together are playing a big part at the moment. Neither side's really settled into a pattern. Difficult conditions, the wind swirling all over the place.
We were actually talking with Bruce Rioch beforehand, Ron and I, and he kept telling us he wasn't nervous, but I'm sure he is, and it's such a big night for them, isn't it?
Very much so. I mean, it puts the icing on the cake for their season, doesn't it? I mean, Villa have got 2 or 3 more things to go at. Well, certainly a couple of other things to go at if they go out tonight.
You had a go at his sandwiches, didn't you? Have you brought some with you? Bruce Rioch had a whole plate load of sandwiches and Ron polished most of them off before the kickoff. It's a very cold night, but we're well protected up here, as indeed we were at Villa Park in that very rain-swept first meeting. Parkinson with a throw then for Middlesbrough. No score yet. If it stays this way, Middlesbrough will be going on to Wembley. Proctor. This is Kerr. Now then for Ripley. Didn't find Slaven, though. But the wind held up the clearance from Mountfield. Proctor in the heart of it all in midfield. Oh, rather untidy. Ormondroyd. Here's Olney. Middlesbrough competing for every ball, giving absolutely nothing away.
Yes, that's right. I think McGee will have probably come on with instructions to just scamper and scurry and put people under pressure and generally make life difficult for members of the Villa midfield.
Right on. Olney. This is Gage. Easily cleared though by Mowbray. Off goes Kernigan. McGrath. Cool and composed at the back. And of course one of the most accomplished players in the Football League. No goals tonight. Middlesbrough leading 2-1 from the first leg at Villa Park. You're watching this match live on Sky. This is the northern final of the Zenith Cup. The winners to go on to Wembley. And in the final they play either Chelsea or the winners of the southern semi-final, Swindon and Crystal Palace. They've yet to play. Second match going on tomorrow night, so we should know then who Chelsea will meet to decide the other half of the draw. Mountfield taking the free kick then for Aston Villa. Ormondroyd hoping. Nielsen has gone forward too here. He got the header on. Away by Proctor, finds Slaven. Leading goal scorer for Middlesbrough. 23 goals from Slaven. One of course at Villa Park, and he scored again on Saturday in their 2-0 home win over Portsmouth. Paul Kerr getting the other goal. Clumsy clearance. He might have got his fellow defenders in trouble then. I think the wind played a part. Spink quickly forward, finding Ormondroyd. Controlled it well. Couldn't get away from Mohan though. He does look a very useful defender. Equally happy at left back as he is in the centre of the back for Mohan. Proctor with a header. Been around a bit, of course, Mark Proctor, his second spell with Middlesbrough. And hoping that he can be in the side that goes on to Wembley. Middlesbrough unbeaten at home in any cup competition this season. Is the luck going to stay with them tonight? Parkinson, there's McGee outside him here. Now Ripley. McGrath is with him. He's done well here, Ripley. Now McGee. Oh, just too long then for Kerr. If that had been Kernigan or one of the other taller players in the side, that could have been interesting indeed. More promising then. Kerr, who's not the tallest of players, unable to reach the cross.
Good little spell for this for Middlesbrough at the moment. They're pressurising. They're not really being able to play the neat and tidy football they like to. As I said earlier, mainly due to conditions, I feel. But they're certainly setting the stall out now, putting the Villa under some pressure.
And they're the record for the two teams in cup competitions. 6 wins each, Middlesbrough and Aston Villa. Proctor. Seeing plenty of the ball in midfield, Mark Proctor. Just too far for Slaven. Here's McGrath. But so far, most of what attacking play there has come from Middlesbrough. Bruce Rioch emphasised his team wouldn't sit back and defend. They would go out to win this one tonight, not just settle for the draw, of course, that they need. Proctor turned away from Cowans. Aston Villa look to step up the pace. Middlesbrough now have the throw, which Parkinson is preparing to take for them. Ripley trying to shake off McGrath. What a confrontation they're having again. And the free kick is awarded to Middlesbrough. No, in fact, it's a throw taken by Parkinson. Looking for Ripley. McGrath was in there first. It's Parkinson again. Slaven. Kernigan. Now Slaven. Here's Kerr. Good turn by him. Can he finish here? Exemplary goalkeeping by Nigel Spink. But Kerr almost creating a chance for himself there.
Yeah, good work from Slaven and Kerr there. Kerr showing that, you know, he started as a centre forward and he shows his natural forward talent there.
And the shot well held by Nigel Spink. 20 minutes gone. Still no score in the second leg. Middlesbrough 2-1 up from the first game. Price with the cross. Well held by Stephen Pears.
Yes, I think Graham Taylor's obviously said, all right, we won't go crazy. We won't try and pull the game back in the first 5 minutes. We've a long way to go. Let's just make sure we don't do anything daft, give anything away, and stick at the game. OK, if they get something in the first half, fine. But I think he's going to prepare, if the game stays like this, to come in with a grandstand second half.
If Villa get one back and it goes to extra time, then we will have to settle it on penalties if it isn't decided then. So there could be a dramatic night ahead here. It's Coleman with the free kick for Middlesbrough. They've started confidently enough, holding Villa for the moment anyway. Price with the header. Here's Olney. Now Platt riding the tackles, they were there. Ormondroyd. Daley's in the middle. And Olney was around too. He's forced the corner.
Just thinking how well Middlesbrough had done 25 minutes and Villa haven't had one of their dangerous set situations.
Let's see what they do from the corner here. Cowans to take it. Mountfield has come up from the back. And McGrath. And Nielsen. So there's plenty of height in there with Ormondroyd too, of course. Got a flick on then from Nielsen. Cowans, beaten though by Proctor. And has the danger passed. Price with the throw. Ormondroyd. Tall, lanky figure. He's given it away to Kerr. Sweeping it out now then to McGee. Nice touch, and he's changed the direction here well. Now Parkinson. Here's Ripley. The Proctor has got a lot of space here. Now can he open up Villa? Took a deflection. And safely from Villa's point of view, from McGrath back to Spink. But Proctor on very much involved in the early stages.
Yeah, well, there's a lot resting on him. The senior midfield player in the side, the one with the most, shall we say, defensive qualities.
Just look here as Ormondroyd sprints away, but his run was covered well by Mohan.
I'll have to go a bit against Mohan. Mohan's got some good pace. He showed that in the middle of the defence last week, didn't he?
He played so well that Tony Mowbray, who of course was suspended for the first leg, said, well, I won't be surprised if the boss doesn't pick me this time, but I don't think Worksop had any doubts that he'd bring back his captain, who's been such a stalwart defender for Middlesbrough down the years. Kerr's pass to Slaven. Good tackle though by Price. Now Ormondroyd. Wants to take them all on. Ripley. McGrath with the tackle. It's furious stuff out there. A real cup tie atmosphere. McGrath just trying to calm things down. A long, long way to go yet. On from Olney. Foot was high. Free kick to Middlesbrough. Who I think will be fairly satisfied with the way it's going at the moment. Graham Taylor, the Aston Villa manager, they want to see even more urgency from his side. Mowbray taking the free kick. And it's swirled in the wind.
Yes, but I would think Graham's quite happy at the moment. They've restricted Middlesbrough a little bit, and as I say, I think that he'll be looking, if he's going to start committing people forward, that'll be as the game draws on. I would think if it's staying like this with 20-25 minutes left, then you'll see the cavalry come out, I think.
McGrath. Parkinson just in before Daley, but here's Cowans, playmaker when he's allowed to be. He's held back then surely by Proctor. Free kick to Aston Villa. To be taken by Mountfield eventually. Again looking for the towering figure up front of Ormondroyd. Olney and Platt are up there too. Here's Ormondroyd. Didn't find Olney. McGee was in quickly. And that's going to be a corner. Rather recklessly cleared then by McGee. The ball caught by the wind, and it'll be a corner that will be taken by Cowans. That's the signal from McGrath to come up from the back. And Mountfield. And Nielsen. Nielsen on the near post, on the edge of the 6-yard area. Cowans taking the kick. And Pears making the safe catch. 20 minutes of the first half to go. He looked very sound in the first game, Ron.
He did very well, Stephen Pears.
Player you know well, of course.
Yes, that's right. And I sold him here, that's right. And he looked very confident in his handling there. Just looking at Cowans on the corners there, he doesn't seem to be taking in swingers, and I'm just worrying on that side of the field where the advertising boardings are a little bit tight for him to get a run up to take them off.
Well, it might be one of ours, Ron, so we won't mention it. Owen McGee. Parkinson pumping it forward in search of the front players, Kernigan and Ripley. Parkinson again. It's McGrath with Mountfield. Just too long for Olney. Way by Coleman. Kerr battling then with David Platt. And of course, 19 goals so far. The First Division's leading goal scorer, David Platt, on this very windy night in Middlesbrough. Aston Villa will be looking for some more magic from him. We've been eagerly awaiting this one on Teesside for some time. Well, Peter With, down there in the studio, in the walk from the studio, although I think the windows went in earlier, but they've been replaced, I see. So, Peter, how are you enjoying this first half? What are your feelings on the way it's gone?
Well, to be fair, I think that the conditions, really, the wind is playing a big part. I think that it is a question of both teams are feeling each other out. Middlesbrough are not really chasing the game as much, and I think that Ron's right. I think the second half, with the wind behind them, Villa will be pushing all out then.
And are the windows back?
Yes, the windows are finally back in, but we're still freezing in here. Don't worry about it.
Kernigan now then for Middlesbrough, beaten by McGrath. Cowans. The service, though, isn't good enough for Olney. Aston Villa not really as yet carving out any genuine openings. Stephen, but off goes Platt. Now can Villa get something started here? Ormondroyd is going to start. Mountfield. Middlesbrough chasing every cause, as you'd expect. So much at stake for them, as indeed there is, of course, for both teams. Ormondroyd had to stretch. He did well there. Now, it's so hard to dispossess. Kerr managed it. They did an arch then. Tiny figure of Kerr, the giant beanpole figure of Ian Ormondroyd. So much an improved player, though, from earlier in the season when he was jeered and heckled by the crowd. Now they love him at Villa Park. Free kick to Middlesbrough. Mohan to take it. Mountfield with the clearance, and he's found Ormondroyd. Mowbray. Some composed defending from him. Reassuring figure at the back. Nielsen was in well. Caught then from Proctor, who came flying across. Fair tackle though. And Kent Nielsen took the full brunt of it.
Yeah, that was a tremendous piece of competitive play by Mark Proctor. Just thinking there, I think Kernaghan and Ripley have got to realise the fact that they're not going to get a perfect service tonight, and have probably got to work a shade harder.
Well, Daley's working hard for Aston Villa here, and Kerr trapped him back. Warmly applauded by the crowd.
They've probably got to work a little shade harder just to make, shall we say, bad balls into good balls, because the service isn't going to come through perfect. It's not going to be anything like it was last week.
McGrath was in before, Ripley again. Now Daley. Cowans trying to get Gage away down this left flank. Just kept it in play, but beaten by McGee. Middlesbrough 16th in the second division. Aston Villa, of course, second in the first. But last season, the two of them were battling it out for relegation, or to avoid relegation in the first division. Villa succeeded and Middlesbrough didn't. Quarter of an hour to go in the first half. Still no score in the second leg. So Middlesbrough, by virtue of their 2-1 win at Villa Park, have 1 foot on the coach to Wembley. Daley. Now Gage. Good running by Ormondroyd. Cut out though by Mowbray. They're giving nothing away at the back, Middlesbrough. Looking pretty tight so far. Olney. Now Cowans. Daley. McGee guiding it back.
Well, they're just getting a greater measure of control of the game, Villa, at the moment than they've had for, well, they've had since the start. Still no threats really on either goal, though.
Ripley with McGrath. McGrath was it bravely. Mowbray beaten in the air by Olney. Behind him was Simon Coleman. A player who's coming on leaps and bounds, Simon Coleman, since joining Middlesbrough back in October as a replacement, really, for Pallister. Middlesbrough, of course, now with Manchester United.
See, that's the problem front players have. They wait for the ball to drop down. It's swirling all over, and don't forget, you know, they've got to have a perfect touch. They've got to be creative, whereas defenders can just whack the ball away if necessary. Very difficult game for forward players, I would guess, today.
Here's Platt, beaten though by Kerr, who's fighting tirelessly for every ball. Platt was fighting too hard then. Kerr wants to get onto it. Sporting handshake. Platt no doubt the offender then. Kerr having another stormer for Middlesbrough. Here's the free kick. Looking for Ripley. McGrath away. Not as far as McGee. Now then for Slaven. Always danger when he's in possession around the penalty area. Mountfield hooked it clear. Not very effectively though. Here's Kernaghan. Now then for Kerr. Coleman with Olney. Held up well then. Cowans rather hopefully forward in search of Ormondroyd. Platt with a header. Now, here's Olney. Plowing his way forward. Daley. And McGee was in there again. And he's settled in very quickly, isn't he?
Just looking at that lad there. He looks as if he's come on, no nerves at all. He's just going to enjoy the occasion.
He certainly is relishing his cup tie at Ayresome Park. Mountfield's header. Found Ormondroyd. Here's Olney. The two who linked so well along with Platt in recent months. Too long though for Price.
That was a bit unlucky, and I think it's virtually the first time a Villa defender has stepped out to try and carry the fight. That's something, I was saying, that's something I'm convinced the second half you're going to see plenty of.
Well, we expect it to be a very tight game, and so it's proving. Just a 1 goal between the two teams. All the way back to Spink. Daley beaten in the air by Parkinson. There's Cowans. Parkinson again. And then just a flick from Proctor. Olney didn't use an arm. The referee waving play on. Daley to Gage. Just a hint now that Villa are beginning to string some passes together. A front load from Gage. Carnigan. Here's Proctor. Now Platt chasing back. Where's he going? David Platt with the extra responsibility then of leading Aston Villa tonight. 10 minutes to half-time. No score in the second leg. Middlesbrough, just to remind you, leading 2-1 from the first leg at Aston Villa. McGrath, I think, has the pace. Up to Spink, who had to be his most alert. With Carnigan lurking. McGrath so quick at the back. Mountfield. Olney, ball hanging in the air then, on the wind. Slaven. There's McGee up in support, Ripley, Carnigan down the middle. Again it was McGrath in. Daley. Now, can he produce his acceleration here? Away from Coleman. Still Daley, they're trying to bring him down. And at the end, off go heading for the corner. He does possess extraordinary pace. And Middlesbrough was struggling there to keep up with him.
Well, that was almost a sensational goal. That's him at his best, actually. Just wondering at half-time whether Graham would switch the two flank players over and go back to their more orthodox positions.
It's a corner then to Aston Villa. Again, the central defenders have come up from the back. Cowans again. Looking on the near post for Nielsen. They haven't got it away yet. It's another corner. Mowbray having to marshal his troops.
They've probably had more problems tonight, Middlesbrough, from the corners that have been taken than all of first leg.
It's Cowans who's floating them on, hopefully anyway from his point of view, on the head of Nielsen on the near post. Or there, Ormondroyd coming in, towering over everybody. He's 6'4", and he couldn't keep his header down.
The other thing, of course, just watching that corner there, Peter, everybody's so obsessed with the big boys that Platt has got himself here. You might just see it in the corner of your screen now. Platt is completely you just can't see it. Platt was completely unmarked about 3 yards up the line, and that's a position where he's actually scrambled a lot of second balls. I've seen him score about 4 this season from touch-on headers, and he just scrambles it over the line.
Who's been in such prolific goal-scoring form, of course, and one of the most successful players in the country at this stage, having forced his way into the England reckoning. 2 caps, Italy and Yugoslavia. There he is, David Platt. Can he lift Villa now? McGrath's header. Carnigan. The full go for Ormondroyd. Olney. And Cowans. It's a good ball from him then. That surely was a foul. Very waving play on. Price seemed to me to be held there.
Oh, I would guess so. In fact, I actually thought the referee had whistled. But twice Chris Price has done what he's good at, and that is made breaks from deep positions. And when he comes, because basically he's very much like an old-fashioned outside right when he gets forward.
There was certainly danger there for Middlesbrough. He survived it. Here's Slaven now. 7 minutes to half-time. Still 0-0. Kerr. Good play by Kerr in towards Slaven. It's Price who only half cleared it. Proctor. Is that a corner? Yes, says the referee. First half, Mark Proctor's hand. There's the bugler employed by Middlesbrough. Can't quite hear him at the moment above the noise of this crowd. He's playing a really beautiful tune. He plays a bugle every time Middlesbrough attack, apparently. But he's fun to stand next to. Somebody's just told me to say, let's hope he's not playing the last post at the end. I didn't want to say it, but here's Kerr. shot. Oh, Daley's in the clear here. If Mowbray missed his tackle, but he timed it perfectly. Daley almost in the clear then. Mowbray to the rescue.
Yes, to be fair, he's looked the biggest threat at the moment. He hasn't quite made it, but on one or two occasions, he's looked very lively, very bright, and obviously his pace is phenomenal.
McGrath. Here's Platt. Now he's away from Mohan. Ormondroyd's in the middle. Daley could find him with the cross. Another corner.
Which I don't think Mowbray's very happy about. He could actually have kept the ball in play, and he thought it was, he automatically assumed it was a goal kick.
It isn't. It's another corner. Mohan's all right. Daley beginning to sparkle now as we near the end of the first half. Cowans again to chip one in. Little longer this time though. McGrath. That was close then.
I think that was a lot closer than people think. I think he was about an inch from pushing the ball past Pears in.
Only needed a touch from Olney, who'd stayed onside as McGrath hooked it over the top, and he was only inches away. Of the first half to go. It's looking good for Middlesbrough at the moment. They make it to half-time. They're only 45 minutes away from Wembley for the first time in their history. Good effort then from McGee. He's on to the man of the match award.
Tremendous shot. Tremendous shot from the little fella. I must admit, I didn't think there was anything like that on. I thought he was going to have to play another passing.
He's showing so much confidence. Left-footed drive, and not all that far wide of the post.
Funnily enough, he's one of the players, perhaps because he didn't realise quite how important the occasion is, that the nerves don't seem to have got to. He just seems as if he's just taking it as in his stride.
Cowans looking to find Daley, but he fails to do so. And it's a throw to Middlesbrough. Ripley. Hounded and harassed by Mountfield. Stuart Ripley still persevering up front, hoping for an opening.
I think that's the key word for front players tonight, Peter. Perseverance. Trying to make something out of nothing and just chasing lost causes.
It's a free kick to Middlesbrough. Can they end this first 45 minutes with a flourish? Parkinson to take the kick. Stephen among the players hoping to benefit from the service here. So is Coleman. He has Proctor here. And Kerr in space. Good call then by Kerr. Platt, can he bring it away for Aston Villa? He would have done. Brought down for a kick to Villa.
Kerr's looked the most likely to score, hasn't he? That's about the third shot he's drilled on target. All right, hit a defender in the crowded penalty area, but he has looked as if in his support play, as if he's quite capable of snatching a goal from the distance.
Paul Kerr, of course, who had 5 seasons at Aston Villa without ever really establishing himself as a first-team regular. But he certainly is that at the moment from Middlesbrough, having had quite a spell out through injury. Now here's Price. Whacked away by Coleman, but it didn't really go anywhere near where he intended. And that shot spun away too. Kept in by Pears. McGee.
I must admit, that frightens me to death when there's forwards around and somebody plays one of those back passes.
He found his target all right, though. McGrath's header. Cowans trying to send Olney on his way. Mowbray was in with a header. Now Proctor. Ripley. Got away from Nielsen well. Oh, just too long though for Slater. We're now into the last minute of the first half.
Just got the feeling that Middlesbrough have got an awful lot of defending to do second half. I could see Platty pushing up, maybe midfield position, and really trying to turn the screw on to force this equaliser.
Yes, I think we're in for a terrific second half here. Stay with us. The match coming to you live on Sky. This to decide who goes on to Wembley from the Northern final of the Zenith Cup. No goals tonight. Middlesbrough leading 2-1 from the first leg. And the referee again seeing nothing wrong. And it looks as if Middlesbrough, the second division side, are going to go into a half-time break with that one-goal advantage still from the first leg. Ripley trying to take on McGrath. You just can't get away from him, though.
He's been the best player in the field at the moment, hasn't he, McGrath? Him and Proctor probably. McGrath's he's been an absolute rock in there. Hasn't missed much in the air, and he's seen off the threat of Ripley, who, as we saw last week, was a very dangerous player indeed.
Graham Taylor looking pensive, but giving nothing away from his look on the face then.
I would think he'd be quite happy. I would think he'd be fairly relaxed about it. His side haven't been in too much trouble, and he's got the license now to say, let's go to the sound of the trumpets, not the bugle.
I was going to say, not the bugle.
Don't mention the bugle.
What's going through this man's mind now, Bruce Real?
He'll be watching his watch and thinking, doesn't it tick slowly?
What happened to my sandwiches? We're now into the second minute of injury time in the first half. Parkinson, well found then by Proctor. We're almost at the end of the first half. Owen McGee. First time he's made a mistake since he's come on, so we'll allow him that one. The referee now has blown the whistle for the end of the first half, and Middlesbrough are 45 minutes away from Wembley. Tony Daley, his pace was so obvious towards the end of the first half. I wonder if he and his Aston Villa teammates can spring this game away from Middlesbrough in the second half. Stay with us. It promises to be quite 45 minutes to look forward to. In the meantime, though, we're going to take a short break, and after that, the views of Peter With.
Has the globe gone too far as Falcon Crest hits the headlines?
Are you saying that your son wasn't arrested and charged with the murder of Carlo Agretti?
Being charged with a crime and convicted of it are two different things.
If Cole didn't do it, then somebody sure went to a lot of trouble to make it look like he did.
I don't see why you're so upset. It was the article in the Globe that got Cole arrested in the first place.
Arrested? I don't want him arrested. I want him convicted.
Falcon Crest, Wednesday at 9 on Sky One.
When you choose a toothpaste for your family, does it give maximum fluoride protection? Does it actually toughen teeth on the outside? Does it help fight plaque with regular brushing? And does it have a taste the whole family actively enjoys? In fact, does it have an answer to all these needs? If it's new signal, it does.
The 62nd Academy Awards on March the 27th, only on Sky Movies.
On distant fields of thoughts and dreams began the making of a fighting machine. Traditions from beyond our birth spread the spirit around the earth. It sowed the seed to every race your grave. We're fighting back. England cry.
England versus the West Indies. It all begins the 14th of February, exclusively live on Sky One.
Welcome back to Ayresome Park. 45 minutes away from a place at Wembley, 2nd Division Middlesbrough. Aston Villa perhaps have to come out and chase the game after the break. Peter With, Ron and Peter Brackley suggesting that Villa may go in quite happy at half-time to have held them so far.
Yeah, I think so, really. Looking at the wind the way it is, it's going to be behind him in the second half. And I've always got a feeling about Daley. He's quite quick, he's quite sharp, and it's a night where defenders can sometimes make a mistake. And if they make a mistake, the likes of Daley could punish it.
Can you see them scoring twice, which is what they have to do?
Well, I think that it'll depend on how whether he changes the formation. I think that he'll be looking to push people forward a lot more. He knows now that he's got to get the goals, so I think that he'll be pushing people forward.
And maybe the players with that slight explosive touch up front, so you feel that they've really got a chance from here on in?
Yeah, I think that looking, as Ron said, they've got players with experience who's played in these sort of situations before. It's looking that the Middlesbrough team really, and maybe looking a bit tentative. I think that they've made some changes from last week. We said about the people right through the middle, really, 2 centre-backs, 2 midfield, 2 strikers, and they've changed a lot of that round and changed players. It's been forced on him, but he's changed it. So it's still going to be difficult, and as I say, Middlesbrough, they're a bit tentative. It'll be interesting to see how they defend. The good thing about them, they're kicking into their supporters at that end.
Sure, we'll come back to talk about their supporters in just a second. But in the meantime, why don't we look at a couple of incidents from the first half? And Peter, we were talking about the running power of Tony Daley that Aston Villa will probably look to in the second half. Let's pick up the action here as Villa break out.
Well, Gordon plays the ball out, and this is what he's good at. He picks balls up in his own half, and he rides challenges, and then once he gets his momentum going, he just runs at people, and he frightens people to death. You know, you can see defenders, they're frightened to death of him. They're trying to pull him down, and he's still going. The boy's trying to get a foot in, he's still bouncing up, and he gets a shot in. The boy deflects it. And that's what he's good at. That's what he's always good at.
All right, immediately they earn themselves a corner. Cowans takes.
Yeah. Well, the big boy's always going to create problems, isn't he? He gets up brilliantly, really. He just needs it. I think it was more so hit the top of his head. That's why it ended up going over the top. But from set plays, they've got so many big lads in the side, they're going to create problems.
Question there, Peter. Ormondroyd should have hit the target, surely.
Yeah, well, he's a big lad and he's 6'3", 6'4". You'd expect him to get above everyone and head them balls in and hit the target.
All right, there was another incident nearer to the end of that first half where Daley, again the danger man for Villa, picking it up.
Yeah, well, he's doing it. The boy slips. They played the ball up the line, actually, and the boy just slipped. In fact, he got a hand to it, really, that took him out of his stride. And then look, same again, he just riddles past people. The boy's just got a tackle and he just pushed.
Very interesting, Peter. They started not as we expected, with Ormondroyd down the right-hand side and Daley, who is basically on the left. Why did they do that?
I think that it's because of, as Ron said, he struggled last week against the boy Parkinson, and I think that he just wanted to change it and see it with Daley's pace, see if he could get at the boy and get round the back. It'll be interesting to see what he does in the second half, whether he changes that now.
What's Bruce Rioch quickly saying at half-time to Boro? 45 minutes away from Wembley?
I think that's exactly what he's going to say. He's 45 minutes, they've just got to keep them out. I think that they can't go out being tentative. I think that he's got to say to them, really, well, look, you know, we've been a bit tentative in the first half. Come on, we've had a few shots. Paul McGrath's had a couple of shots. I think that they'll be saying, come on, let's try and put them under pressure. I know that people say that the wind's behind Villa and they could be putting them under pressure, but sometimes it works against you. You overhit balls.
OK, that terrific crowd at Ayresome Park just behind me. Willing Boro to do it for the first time in their history and get to Wembley. They're 45 minutes away. First of all, there's a break.
Thursdays on Sky One, Wise Guy. The powerful new series acclaimed by the critics. Variety says it's the best cop show on TV. Crisp and tough, says USA Magazine. The New York Post calls it a rarity among drama series. Ken Wall is the sexiest man on TV, US Magazine. and Associated Press claim it's the best show on primetime television. Wise Guy, Thursdays at 9 on Sky One.
Are you satisfied with your detergent? Can't you sometimes detect a stale odor when you're ironing? That's because your washing is not always as clean as it looks. Now there's new Radian Automatic. A new detergent that removes dirt and odors, even at low temperatures. New Radian. Try it.
Crazy weather, I'm at the end of my tether. Tell me when can I depend on you? First it's cloudy, then Mr. Sun says howdy. Never know just what you're gonna do.
We can't control the British weather. Thank goodness we can control gas. Controllable, economical gas. The heat of the moment.
37 consecutive victories, 33 of them knockouts. On Saturday night, the 10th of February, we're showing Mike Tyson's first fight of 1990 as he defends the world heavyweight title against James Buster Douglas. The event will be broadcast live from Tokyo and exclusively on Sky. Tyson versus Douglas, Saturday night, the 10th of February, live, a Sky Movies special event. Guess who's back in town?
Who's back?
Minsky.
The man is a convicted bomber.
I can't say a word without my lawyer.
We would be derelict in our duties if we didn't keep him under surveillance. Don't move, please.
I told you I'm a different man. I'm in charge of myself. I've done my time.
A mad bomber who has Rick Hunter going to the dogs.
You fell for it again?
Friday at 9 on Sky One.
Hello there once again. We're seconds away from the second half. Middlesbrough will play towards the goal where all their most loyal fans are in the second half. Against the wind, but with those fans there, well, who knows? Certainly there'll be everything to play for. But Matthew Lorenzo down at pitch side has found somebody who will certainly be trumpeting their way to success for Middlesbrough. Matthew will explain.
A special supporter, a rather noisy one, Lance Corporal Ian Sykes, with him Sergeant Major Dave Carling of the Green Howers, the local regiment. Sergeant Major, what's the connection between your regiment and Middlesbrough?
Well, basically, the 1st Battalion of Green Howers, which is our regiment, come from the banks of the River Tees. We're a local regiment. This is our local team. We love this team, and we've got this good connection going. We provide the Brug Bugler, myself and 2 ball boy NCOs at every home match. In fact, half the battalion are behind us now in the Holgate.
What effect the bugle has on the way Middlesbrough play?
Quite a steadying effect, actually. On saying that, though, our very first game we performed for them was New Year's Day against Stoke City. Unfortunately, we went down that day, but since then, we've done very well.
If Middlesbrough get to Wembley, it'll be cause for joint celebration, because your regiment has something to celebrate as well, I understand.
That's right. The whole thing actually started to celebrate our centenary, 300 years old, last year, when we had Middlesbrough Football Club down in Catterick for the day, putting them through the paces of soldiers. And if they get there, hopefully we'll get some of the boys down to Wembley as well.
I think we better leave it there, because I believe the bugler has a special task to perform. Thanks very much.
Got sight! Got sight!
I'll get these from my tent. Just leave it there.
I think he's got... There he is. Listen to the crowd. I think he's got the song sheet sorted out by now. Peter With, quickly. Anything like that in your own past? I believe Villa were followed to America once.
Well, no, I played in America. I played for a team called the Portland Timbers, and they had a Mr. Tree. He used to chop a tree down every time we scored a goal. We'd run out of trees.
You had a good goal-scoring forest behind you by the end of the season, then?
Yeah.
OK, Peter, thanks very much indeed. We'll go back to Peter Brackley in just a second or two for the second half. Remember, no goals, everything to play for. Here's Peter.
Thank you, Paul. And the second half then about to get underway. Middlesbrough now kicking then from right to left. Can they hold on to this scoreline and reach Wembley for the first time in their history? Or will Aston Villa transform things in the second half? a swirling wind now that Aston Villa have behind them at the moment, having to defend. Middlesbrough, as you heard, coming out to the sounds of the bugler. Ripley trying to get in, McGrath away. The bugler didn't look too happy. I'd hate to see him when Middlesbrough losing. There we are. But Ron, you know this chap they were talking about there, this Mr. Tree, don't you?
Oh, him and his buzzsaw, yeah, he drives you up the wall. Also, they had a giant raccoon, if I remember, at the same stadium.
It's only now then for Aston Villa. Powering his way forward and wide of goal. But I wonder if we're going to see Aston Villa take control of this game in the second half. They certainly didn't have too many chances in the first. They'll be looking to exploit the pace down the right of Tony Daley. The crowd here, nearly a full house, most of them right behind Middlesbrough, on the verge of making history. Gage mistiming his header. McGrath was in before Ripley.
Yes, I think that's been the biggest problem Middlesbrough have had this evening. McGrath's absolutely dominated Ripley, and at the moment, when Peter's talking about people being apprehensive, I think those two up front, particularly Ripley and Kernaghan, haven't really inflicted themselves on the game the way they did at Villa Park.
Gage taking the throw. Ormondroyd. Olney.
It's also noticeable, Peter, that Daley's gone more onto his right-hand side of the field, and Ormondroyd has taken his more orthodox position on the left-hand side.
Well, that was the headgear we should have on tonight. Fellow's nice and warm. It's a bit chilly up here now in the commentary box, but we're enjoying this cup tie and hope that you are too at home. All this resting on tonight. The winners will go on to Wembley. Daley now. Stretching defenders. And it's a corner. Middlesbrough will strain every sinew to hold on to this lead. And it is a lead, remember, of course, 0-0 tonight, but 2-1 from the first leg. And it's Villa's fans making themselves heard now.
I think they're a bit unfortunate there. I think that ball actually came off Daley's foot.
Well, the referee has decided it's a corner. There's Nielsen on the edge of that 6-yard area. Cowans looking for Nielsen with the flick on. Kernaghan, though, got it clear. Now Cowans, who's given it away to Ripley. No chance of the counter-attack, though, as the ball is guided back to Stephen Pears.
But I think you saw there, as Cowans got the rebound following the corner, I think you saw a very important situation where the Middlesbrough players, the midfield players and so forth, came out in sort of lorry loads to try and prevent the cross being put in. They recognised the danger that Villa can cause when they throw the balls into the penalty box.
It's pretty tense out there, and it's very windy too. Just look at that flag blowing there. A really blustery night up on Teesside. And what drama we're in for now. Can Aston Villa come back in the second half? It's Mountfield to take the free kick for them. Nielsen has come forward. We'll have to keep an eye out for him. Olney flicking on. Coleman whacking it clear. He's only slaving upfield though. McGrath for once, not misplacing his header. McGee in bravely. Cowans finding Gage. In goes little McGee, battling for everything.
I think one important thing Middlesbrough have got to do this half is they've got to hold a nerve, that's for sure. And the best way of doing it from their point of view is they've played a game and a half now, and the back four took, as I said, a very high defensive position and not allowed Villa too near their penalty box. I think they've got to have the strength and the mental courage now to do it again for the second half.
Here's Kerr. And Slavin with him here. Didn't find Ripley though, because McGrath again read the situation so well. Ripley now has got Mountfield across there with him. And a goal kick. Not a decision that is approved by the huge crowd behind the goal. But the decision in favour of Mountfield. It's a packed stand here. Indeed, the whole ground and the atmosphere absolutely terrific. And no one here among this Middlesbrough following believes that they're not going on to Wembley. 0-0 tonight, 2-1 from the first leg at Villa Park. A real surprise, that one. Can they spring another one here tonight? Ripley was beaten by McGrath. Nielsen chased by Kernigan. Spink couldn't send Aston Villa off again. Nielsen with some confident defending. This is Mountfield. Rather careless though, picked up by Slaven. Kernigan. There's a foul though by Ian Olney. Well on Kernigan. Free kick to Middlesbrough. Edging their way towards Wembley. A match that means so much to them. It's the best chance they may ever have. It's Mohan here with the free kick. Tremendous noise around Ayresome Park. Olney turned well. Couldn't shake off Coleman though. He's given another determined display at the back. Here's Kernigan. Proctor outside him. Now Slaven. Good play by Slaven. Away by Gage. But here's Mowbray. Just lost his footing momentarily. There to tidy up was Parkinson. Tony Mowbray and Stephen Pears, two players of vast experience. Can they help guide Middlesbrough on to Wembley? Mowbray threatened by Olney. Strong defending again though from Mowbray. We've seen Middlesbrough come so close to cup success in the past. The last time they were this close to Wembley, Middlesbrough was back in the mid-70s in the League Cup when they lost out a two-leg semi-final against Manchester City. I wonder if they're going to make it this time. Aston Villa, of course, will have other ideas. Their last Wembley appearance back in '77, also in the League Cup. Ormondroyd is a sex kitten, it says there. Not exactly sure what that means. But they need him to be more than a pussycat tonight. Free kick then. Can Middlesbrough take advantage here? Ripley up front for them. Kernigan. It's Mowbray to take the kick. Gage couldn't clear it effectively. Here's McGrath. High up into that bank of supporters. Some more pressure coming in then from Middlesbrough. Aston Villa, remember, have to score two. If they're to deny Middlesbrough that place in the final. To get one back, it'll have to go to extra time. Cowans didn't go very far though. Kernigan. Now then for McGee. It's Gage taking the throw for Aston Villa. Still no sign yet of Villa unsettling Middlesbrough in the second half, Ron.
No, I must confess I'm a little bit surprised. I expected to see David Platt move up into a more attacking role this half. But at the moment he's just content to sit in his semi-right side midfield area. Whether that will come later, I'd have to imagine it would if the score stays as it is and Villa start really chasing the game.
McGrath underneath this one. Here's Olmondroyd. Now operating down that left flank. So much effect in recent matches. Not quite so much though in the first leg at Villa Park.
Well, I think Bruce Rioch has done his homework there, Peter. He's making sure he can't turn and run at them because he has got great pace.
He's so awkward to contain, isn't he? Slaven's got it back here for Middlesbrough. 10 minutes into the second half. McGee. Good play by him. Coleman is well forward. It's Price who managed to whack it clear. Kerr back in again. Price for Daley to chase. Mohan watching him all the way. It's Mohan taking the throw then for Middlesbrough. With every passing minute, Wembley beckons for Middlesbrough. Unless Aston Villa can raise their game now. Here's Platt. Off goes Ormondroyd, loping away. Only waiting in the middle. He can get a pass in. Cowans. Ormondroyd again, setting himself up for the shot. And Pears doing well to save. Slaven now. Looking for Ripley. Nielsen with a timely intervention. Daley. Now Platt. That was Price in an advanced role, but then failed to link up with him. At this stage, it's still looking very good for Middlesbrough. McGrath. Platt got a nudge on. Olney. Price seems to fetch this one. He can't get there. Ripley shaking off Nielsen. Kerr is with him, taking over. Now Proctor. Another goal might just clinch it for Middlesbrough. Slaven. Thread it through for Proctor. Now here's Kerr. In towards Ripley and Kernigan. Gage can bring it away for Aston Villa. Mowbray missed it, so did Olney. Here's Coleman. Now Olney has it back for Aston Villa. Here's Daley up with him. Support too from Ormondroyd. Again, it comes to nothing.
I think what Villa are missing is the fact that people like Olney's a fellow that likes to hold the ball up. You know, when he's doing that, people like Platt and people like Price, people that run from deep midfield positions have got to really come bombing on. And at the moment, that hasn't happened often enough for Villa to build up any real momentum.
Not giving you any more cough sweets. Away by McGrath. We did actually ask for Rowan Atkinson as summariser tonight, but Ron turned up. Proctor through. Good defending then by Nielsen. Sorry, Ron.
It's all right, I've got my teeth back in there.
Another long kick upfield, headed on by Ormondroyd. And Olney won't reach that one. Are they hoping now, these Middlesbrough supporters, that last success is coming their way? They're getting nearer and nearer now. Let's remember, from a side lying 16th in the second division, Middlesbrough, against Aston Villa, who are second from the top in the first division. Right up there alongside Liverpool. Middlesbrough down there, well, I think a much better side than that position might suggest. Stephen Pears, who's reclaimed his place as first choice goalkeeper after a spell out through injury, quite a long spell too. But he's come back and, my word, he's performed well in these two matches. That was almost a slip that led Olney in. Mowbray. Kerr with a header. Well, got into a bit of a tangle. A little lucky to get away with that. But Daley can't reach the through ball. Here's Kerr. No one has fought harder than him. Effective tackle though by Platt. Now here's Daley. Can he get away from Coleman? That'll be a free kick to Middlesbrough. But again, Coleman showing his value.
Absolutely brilliant recovery tackle, that, because as we all know, Daley's a real flyer. and he was running the risk of bringing him down, but a very, very clean professional tackle.
Here's the free kick, taken by Mohan. Away by Nielsen, Proctor in again. On then from Brickley, now then to Slaven. Slaven going on, oh, brought down in by Platt. Slaven, very unlucky and furious for the tackle from Platt. Slaven, who's just been called up by the Republic of Ireland. Jack Charlton has been very impressed by his recent displays. He hasn't played Scotland, who also wanted to choose him at some stage. But the Irish have got in first. And Slaven was almost through then. But there's a real threat to the Villa goal here. Proctor is there. And Kerr and Parkinson. We know that he can drive a ball. Here's Parkinson now. Blocked by Gage. That hurt. Mowbray. Holding up in the wind. Lifted clear though by Mountfield. A little flutter then of the hearts as Mowbray almost gave it back to Daley. Here's Mowbray. Cowans, McGee, able to steer it back to Parkinson. Kernigan beaten in the air. Gage hops it forward. Mowbray is there yet again. They really have looked very sound at the back, Middlesbrough. Mowbray and Coleman in the centre. Mohan and Parkinson on the flanks. Kernigan. Here's McGee. Goal kick to Aston Villa. From matches being played in the Leyland Daft quarter-finals, which will also be featuring in terms of the final on Sky. We'll be bringing you the final. Brentford 1, Bristol Rovers 1, Tranmere Rovers 2, Chester 0. Those latest scores. Also so to be held at Wembley. And I wonder which of these two teams will be going on to contest the final of the Zenith Cup. We're watching this match live on Sky. No score in the second half of the second leg. Middlesbrough still leading courtesy of their 2-1 win in the first leg at Villa Park as Ripley shoots over the bar. Ron, you had a gut feeling at half-time that Villa were going to turn it round, but no indication yet that's going to happen.
No, and all credit to Middlesbrough. I mean, they've come out, Peter With was saying, actually, sometimes it's easier to play into the wind. The ball doesn't you don't overhit the ball, and that's happened in many occasions this night. There's still, we're talking about Wembley, there's still a long way to go yet.
As Bruce Riot watching from the sidelines will know. He'll be having a few anxious glances at his watch as the second half wears on. Slaven turned away from trouble. Here's McGee outside him. Still McGee. Given back to him. Now Slaven, who was onside. Kernigan in the middle, didn't reach him. McGrath is still down injured. Beaten then by Mohan's sliding tackle. Free kick to Middlesbrough, and I think McGrath may need some treatment before he can go on. I wonder also if Graham Taylor may be thinking anyway about a substitution on.
He certainly would be bringing this big fella off. He's been his best player. He came off at half-time in the first leg, and we were led to believe that was a knee problem. And looking at it, it looks as if it's recurring now. That would be a big blow for them.
He has Birch and Gray as a substitute, so technically, if he was thinking one...
Yes, I think he'd probably bring Gray on and play him as an orthodox left full back.
Paul McGrath, who's done so well for Aston Villa since his move from Manchester United, when it seemed his career might be over. Most certainly isn't. And there is Stuart Gray, the club captain, in fact, in Aston Villa, but left out of the starting lineup tonight with Chris Price preferred. McGrath back on his feet. Much to the relief of Graham Taylor, he's able to resume. 20 minutes into the second half. Parkinson with the free kick then from Middlesbrough. Here's Kerr. Mowbray. Parkinson again. Now Ripley. Middlesbrough looking here to pin Aston Villa back. Can they find a second goal? The linesman flagging furiously over on the far side. I don't think the referee has seen him. Villa players are pointing over to the linesman. And David Allison is indicating to his colleague that he has noticed his flag, but he's given the decision to Aston Villa anyway. Well, Peter With, watching from the studio down there, what do you feel about Villa's performance in the second half? They haven't yet taken a grip on it, have they?
No, I was just thinking really what Ron said really is that I was thinking that they were going to change and maybe push Platt up front and then play Paul McGrath in midfield, but I think that he'd be weakening it because he's really been their best defender really. And when he got injured I thought, well, maybe he'll change it now, but I think that he's going to, I would have thought that he'll change it at some stage. He's got to try and get the goal, so I think he'll push people forward.
Well, let's see what Villa can do here. I think for the moment the throw given to Middlesbrough.
I think at the moment the biggest worry I would have if I was Graham Taylor would be the fact his side don't seem to have the drive. I mean, they're the 20 minutes or so away from Wembley. They haven't quite got the drive you would accept from them.
Certainly no lack of purpose about Middlesbrough, who are so close now then to their first ever Wembley final. We're halfway through the second half. No goals in the second leg if you're just joining us. So Middlesbrough still 2-1 up from the first meeting at Villa Park. Ripley, now Slaven. Here's Kerr. Proctor tussling with Cowans. Away then by Mowbray. Kernigan. Away by Mowbray. With a tower of strength at the back for Middlesbrough. Gage now for Aston Villa. Ormondroyd. The tackling was fierce, and it's a free kick to Villa for the foul on Ormondroyd. Up comes Nielsen from the back. And Mountfield is making his way rather slowly forward too. McGrath has stayed back. It's Cowans with the free kick. Got Olney and Olmondroyd in there too. Middlesbrough will have to be on their toes. The wind really took that one then, and it sailed away to safety. There are so many tall players in this Aston Villa side. You'd fancy them to get on the end of one or two of these crosses. Here's the free kick from Cowans, and over everybody's heads, and over Stephen Pears as well, as he straightens to reach it, and it's a goal kick.
Yeah, those are very, very difficult balls, of course, for the goalkeeper to judge, but they're also difficult for the kicker to put in accurately. I mean, Gordon Cowans hits those in as well as anybody in the game, and yet that's probably a really loose ball as far as he's concerned.
McGrath having to chase. Ormondroyd.
Just watching Big Paul McGrath not chase after that one, Peter. He does look to be in some sort of trouble.
But as you said earlier on, there's no way they would want to take McGrath off. But here's Slaven now. Oh, Price with a very important tackle then. Here's McGrath, who does look to be in trouble. And perhaps it may be an enforced substitution because Villa do look as if they want to bring on a sub. Ormondroyd. Off goes Daley. Now is his pace taking him in here? Oh, great save. Pears just managed to push it wide as Daley streaked into the penalty area. He was away from his marker. Away from Coleman. And look at the save here as he stretched and pushed it wide. Cowans taking the corner. Pears the hero.
Absolutely brilliant save that, Peter. So impressive the way he stood and waited. He didn't commit himself, the keeper there. He stood and waited to see where Daley was going to hit his shot, and then he's made a very, very agile and acrobatic save. Wonder how important that might be at the end of the day.
It certainly will be. If Middlesbrough make it now to Wembley, they'll look back on that dramatic save from Pears. Made some fine stops in the first leg too.
It's also the first time this half that a Villa forward has been able to get clear.
Stuart Gray is coming on, and Ormondroyd is going off. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, he's going to play left side. Platt's going to push up into the midfield, and push up into the front, and Gage is going to go into midfield.
Just as you speak, that's exactly what happens.
Obviously, McGrath is not as bad as we feared.
Well, he looked to be in trouble a few minutes ago. Perhaps he's managed to run it off. But Ormondroyd is off, and Stuart Gray on for Aston Villa.
Yes, I can see the value in that, though, Peter, because really Ormondroyd hasn't been able to get rid of his defenders.
Miskick then from Mountfield.
And Olney has had very little or no support up front. Now he's got Platt, and Platt will be trying to drive the game now for the last 20 minutes or so.
They really have got to upper gear now of Aston Villa. If not, then Middlesbrough will be going on to Wembley. That's the prize awaiting the winners here. And this is the final of the northern area of the Zenith Cup. And it's Kerr with the free kick from Middlesbrough. Spink out very quickly. What a match little McGee has had. He's chased everything. Battle for every ball. And Proctor then underlining the fact with his challenge. Parkinson, but only as far as Cowans. Slaven read the pass. Is he going to turn out to be the hero of the night? Let's look again at this incredible save by the goalkeeper. Daley showing his pace, and Pears that magnificent reaction save. Coleman might have run into trouble then. Stuart Gray popped up with some useful goals. Stuart Gray, and Graham Taylor will be hoping that his substitution pays off as we move now then towards the final period of this game. On from Gray, but the ball was out of play. It's a throw to Middlesbrough. Stuart Gray got a couple of goals from free kicks in the recent FA Cup win over Port Vale, and he was a consistent scorer for Barnsley in his spell there. I wonder what impact he's going to make now. Stuart Gray on for Ian Ormondroyd for Aston Villa. Bruce Riddle trying to stay calm. I wonder what he's thinking now with his team so close.
I would think he's hoping that his team battle on as they battle for the half hour or so that's gone in this half. They've really done him credit over the 2 legs, but now it's a test of mental strength. Can they keep working? Can they keep pressurising and not really let Villa build up a head of steam, which they've done brilliantly, in fact.
They were so proud of their display at Villa Park, hoping they could repeat it again tonight. So far, it's all going to plan. Up towards Olney. Cowans was fouled by McGee. Price was calling for it down below us here, but Cowans was in no hurry. They've all come up from the back this time. McGrath, Mountfield and Nielsen. Here's Gage. Mistimed it completely.
Yes, I think that's so important for Middlesbrough now in this last 15 minutes or so, that they don't concede free kicks or corners needlessly. I know it's difficult, I know it's a question of nerves, and sometimes you get a little bit anxious and start committing yourself for tackles that you shouldn't really go for, but it is so important, and that fella there's very important. He's the one that's been in the mixer for a while now, Mowbray. He's the one that's got to drive and instruct to make sure that everybody stays on their stations and stays at their job.
Local man Tony Mowbray, who was so disappointed when Middlesbrough, the team he was supporting back in the 70s, failed to reach the League Cup final. Price trying to beaver his way forward. It's a throw to Aston Villa. Their supporters getting excited behind the goal. Quarter of an hour to go. It's still 0-0. Middlesbrough are 15 minutes away from Wembley if it stays this way. Leading 2-1 from the first leg. Olney. He's forced the corner.
This is exactly what Villa want now, don't they? They can build up momentum, they can build up pressure on Middlesbrough. They send all their big guns up and do what they're good at, that is these set situations.
Nielsen stationed on the edge of the 6-yard area, looking for the nudge on. It's a packed penalty area. And a huge sigh of relief around Ayresome Park. They've been looking forward to this game for some time now. And certainly after the first leg at Villa Park. Came through a difficult match in the last round against Newcastle, a last-minute winner from Cooper. Are they going to survive this one? Mountfield now. Villa capped in the Middlesbrough half. Daley. And here's Kerr, of course, is always now the threat of the counter-attack. Mountfield. Price drilling in the cross. Oh, and Pears had to tip it over the bar. More heroics from the goalkeeper. The player down injured for Middlesbrough over on the far side.
It's Ripley's down there.
I think, yes. But here's the corner. The pressure's coming in from Villa now. Pears underneath it and the goal! Stuart Gray. Villa have equalised. We were talking about the danger from the set pieces, and from the corner Aston Villa have equalised through Stuart Gray. Floated over by Cowans. Middlesbrough failing to clear, and it's just a little nudge in.
Yes, well, that's their speciality. What a substitution, particularly if it takes them all the way.
And from nowhere, Aston Villa have pulled it round. It's all square. And if it stays this way, we're heading for extra time. What a tie on now.
I think if we look at it again, if we get a chance to see it again, Peter, I think you'll see Stephen Pears might feel he was very harshly the judge not to have got a foul there.
Well, now Middlesbrough have some more defending to do. Proctor has been booked, incidentally. Off your picture at the moment. And Villa are piling forward again. Cowans with the free kick. Here's Daley and Price. Not this time. Middlesbrough are going to bring on Peter Davenport, and Stuart Ripley is going off. Peter Davenport, who's had his problems recently with injury. And a great round of applause for Stuart Ripley. Battled away gamely up front, and on comes the very talented Peter Davenport.
Yeah, it's also quite possible, looking at Ripley, he's off the field when they equalise, it's quite possible that he may have been back in one of those defensive situations. There may have been a man light in marking there. But no, it's ironic that really this is the first real concerted pressure Villa have applied in the whole of the match.
So can Middlesbrough hang on now? We were talking about Wembley minutes ago, but now it's level again. Villa leading by 1-0 on the night, and the aggregate scores are level at 2-2. Stuart Gray, the goal scorer, an inspired substitution by Graham Taylor. Here it is once again. Click on there, Gray. You get a nudge on Pears as well. Mohan. McGrath. Villa will be lifted now. It's a test of character for Middlesbrough. Having been in front for so long in this game, from lead from the first leg. There are now 10 minutes left here. Extra time is looming. Too hard skip to beat then as Coleman's intended back pass almost fell for Platt. Here's McGrath. More like it now from Villa. Middlesbrough have got players forward here. Instead it might come to something. Parkinson for Slaven to chase. Nielsen had gone over with him, but Slaven shrugging him off. In towards Kerr! Spink lost it. It's a goal kick. And Kerr was so courageous then.
He was courageous, and there's also a suggestion he may have had a little bump like that as he went in by Price.
Aston Villa living very dangerously here. I think he may have given the foul now, the referee, although it appeared a big one from Kerr.
It certainly wasn't fair.
Into extra time, or can one of these two teams find a winner in the last few minutes? Daley now. He's away from Mohan. There are three in the middle. And that is the unpredictable side of Tony Daley, Ron.
That's right, but I mean, Villa are playing now as the way we thought they'd play most of the second half. They're carrying the fight, they're pushing players forward, and they're trying to build up, as I say, a concerted momentum.
The goal has certainly stunned at Middlesbrough. David Platt, the Aston Villa captain. Although Stuart Gray is now on the field, so perhaps he's taken over the armband. Gray, the club captain. Platt, the captain when this game got underway tonight. Parkinson now. Kernigan with the pass. Here's McGee. Too long though for the front players. Safely in the arms of Spink. Off come Villa again. Olney's header on. Of course, just to remind you, if it goes into extra time and they still can't settle it, then it's all down to penalties. Proctor. The Boro crowd urging Middlesbrough on. Proctor now. Here's McGee. Kerr and Slaven in the middle. Kernigan. Parkinson's cross, away by Price. Are Middlesbrough going to be denied that Wembley place after all? Well, some skirmishes going on out there now, and no one, of course, wants to make a vital mistake in the last few minutes. And who would dare bet where this one might go now?
I think if you were a betting man, you'd have to say the pendulum swung towards the Villa, only psychologically.
Mountfield with a free kick. Olney didn't jump. Slaven. Still time for either side to clinch it. He's out of play. It's a Villa throw. And there's definitely now fresh spring in the Villa stride. To the goal from Stuart Gray. Way by Mowbray. The wind brought it back again. Villa threatening to take control. But extra time now, a very strong possibility. Here's Davenport. He's had no real chance to shine yet. Came on as a substitute on Saturday at Davenport in the win over Portsmouth. Having been out through injury, he wasn't available for the first leg at Villa Park. Off Mountfield for a throw to Middlesbrough. Five and a half minutes to go. Mohan taking the throw. Kernigan. Now then for Davenport. Powerfully away though by McGrath, but here's Mowbray. Parkinson now. Driving the ball in, but straight at Cowans. Parkinson, who showed his shooting power in those FA Cup ties with Everton earlier in the season. Slaven now. Middlesbrough trying to press here. Oh, Daley got back well. The break is on. Daley skipping past one tackle, but not the second. As Coleman comes over. What a finale to the Zenith Cup Northern Final. Mountfield has a second chance. Elects instead to find Nielsen. Middlesbrough with almost everybody back. Kerr. Oh, he's given it away! Olney! Can he finish it here? That was all from Kerr's dreadful back pass. And that could have been so embarrassing and could have ended Middlesbrough's Wembley dream. But Olney was unable to take full advantage. What a let-off then for Kerr and Middlesbrough. But it's another corner for Aston Villa. 4 minutes to go. Middlesbrough 1, Aston Villa 1. It's all square on aggregate. Cowans looking to use the wind on these crosses and set pieces. Daley now starting to come into his own, and that's a good cross in. Olney on. Nielsen now then for Gray. Kerr able to scramble it clear. Why were they hanging on here now, Ron?
Very much so, very much so. It's Villa in the driving seat. I should think Bruce Rioch's hoping they get to full-time very quickly and they can sort of calm his lads down and pass fresh instructions and try and inspire them to go the last half an hour of extra time to take them through to Wembley. But at the moment, it's looking Villa much the stronger side.
Cowans through. Kerr tackling with Cowans. And the free kick goes to Middlesbrough. But Kerr so nearly gave it all away then. That'll be going through his mind now. He's had a terrific game for Middlesbrough.
He has indeed. There's a suggestion of handball here, Olney, as he gets up.
He was nearly brought down too, but here's Kerr now at the other end. Paul McGrath with the saving tackle. If there's a better defender in the country at the moment than Paul McGrath, I certainly haven't seen him. Olney. Coleman with him, Proctor. There's no one upfield for Middlesbrough here. Price. Is that a foul? No. Mohan. It was a good tackle. Kernigan now. Proctor. 2 minutes to go. Parkinson now for Middlesbrough. Can they steal it now? Here's Slaven. Davenport. Kerr taking over. Just over the bar. And from almost giving a goal away at the other end, Kerr so nearly snatched it then for Middlesbrough. A well-worked move then by Middlesbrough. Kerr taking it off Davenport and firing just over the top.
Yeah, it's a little move they've done once or twice in the game with players. I think it's a thing Bruce and Colin Todd practice, a little takeover.
Well, now into the last 90 seconds of this game, and it's Olney now chasing forward for Villa. Good tackle by Coleman, and that was crucial. It's a Middlesbrough throw. Didn't go down too well with the Villa fans behind the goal. But as we go into the last minute, it's drama right to the end here. And just to remind you, we're into extra time if they can't settle it in the last 60 seconds. It's a Villa throw. Mountfield to take it. Trying to find Platt. It's Mowbray heading away for another corner to Aston Villa. And Mowbray has some more organising to do now. It's Cowans with the corner. Nielsen is in there and Olney on Mountfield. Daley forward. McGee. Here's Daley. In towards Platt. Stephen Pears just holding on.
think it's also fair to say, Peter, in the last, 20 minutes or so, the wind has really got up. It's a lot more blowier now. They've got a much stronger wind behind them than the worst first half. And they're all credit to Villa at the moment. They're taking full advantage of it.
What will happen, I wonder, in extra time, if indeed it does go to that? It's looking more and more like it now. Slaven. Only seconds left. Price in before McGee. What a cup tie. Here's Olney. Cowans threading it on. Too long for David Platt. Stuart Gray's goal has brought Aston Villa right back into this final. Winners to go on to Wembley. And the referee has blown the whistle for the end of normal time. And the late goal from Stuart Gray has proved a lifesaver for Aston Villa. They've won this match tonight by 1-0. Middlesbrough, having won the first leg at Villa Park by 2-1, and Stephen Pears finally beaten by the header from Gray, but a marvellous save from him earlier on that seemed to be taking Middlesbrough on to Wembley. But in the end, Ron, I think Aston Villa have really brought themselves back in this now, and I think you'd fancy them really from here on.
I would think psychologically he's swung their way. They look stronger physically. They've at least got the advantage as well. They've got Graham Taylor's still got one substitute he can put on. I think a lot depends there on what Bruce Rioch can do in this little 2-minute spell now. When he's going to have to whip his players up and get them to believe in themselves again. They've worked so hard and gone so close. Now they've got to try and raise it again for this last half an hour, whereas Villa from a position of virtually being out, now feel that they can possibly steamroller all over the Middlesbrough side.
Well, we can see the equalising goal, as it is overall, the goal that's proved the winner on the night from Stuart Gray. There's a flick on at the near post there. And Gray climbing up well. Do you feel he might have impeded Stephen Pears then?
I think he definitely made contact with him, but I have this feeling that, goalkeepers are no different to outfield players, really. And if he'd been an outfield player, we wouldn't have been making a discussion about it. I think Stephen Pears will be a bit disappointed that he didn't get a contact before Gray.
Well, Stuart Gray, often the match winner in the past, as the G-ing up process goes on. But Colin Todd out there too with Bruce Rioch. He's got to lift the players now. Peter With, looking on from the studio. How do you feel it's going to go now?
Yeah, what I feel, it was funny, because the goal, I was saying about Gordon Cowans trying to get a good delivery in. And I was screaming really to put someone on the keeper, because the keeper had come through and caught about 4 or 5 of their corners. And funnily enough, Stuart Gray went in there and went on the keeper. I feel that it's Ron's right. He's trying to lift morale and he's trying to boost them up. There's half an hour to go, 15 minutes each way. He's going to be pumping them up and trying to say, just hold on. Try and get a goal. If not, we'll go to the penalties and see if we can do it.
It's ironic, really, Peter. I was at Villa Park last season when Middlesbrough were leading 1-0 in a very vital league game for them, and Stuart Gray came through and nodded in an equaliser in the last minute. That actually was Middlesbrough's last point of the season. They got relegated then.
That was a tough game because they were whoever won it, I think, went down, won it, Ron?
Well, no, there was about 3 games left, but what had happened? Middlesbrough were winning 1-0, looking comfortable. Villa looked as if they'd gone really, and as I say, he popped up. All the big boys that were playing that day, McNally and all of them missed it. He popped up Stuart Gray, and you could virtually say his goal sealed Middlesbrough's fate for the season, and I just wonder whether the same thing's going to happen today.
Yeah, I think the save though as well, I think the save from the back pass. I think if that would have been Daley, I think it would have been in the back of the net.
If it had been you, it would have been with he.
And the keeper.
If it had been me or Ron, it wouldn't have been. Anyway, on we go then with extra time. I wonder what's going to happen now in the next 30 minutes. And of course, if they still can't settle it, then it's all down to sudden death with the penalties. Well, the Villa players were certainly looking rather relaxed as they were pepped up by Graham Taylor. And in the driving seat, really, from their storming finale to normal time. Cowans now. Villa still with that wind behind them. That was a timely interception by Mowbray, but he's given it straight back to Villa. Olney now down, flags up for offside over on the far side. So if Villa had managed to score then, it wouldn't have counted. Graham Taylor, who was far from pleased with Villa's showing in the first leg. And of course, they had another chance tonight, and they've now accepted it. Kernigan chasing with McGrath. McGrath taking the throw himself. 15 minutes each way, of course, in extra time. Daley now. He ran straight into a sea of red-shirted defenders, though. Slaven. Turning one way, then the other. Proctor now. Against Davenport. Away to his left here. Producing the vocal encouragement that Bruce Rioch had called for beforehand. Davenport now. It came off Mountfield. It's a corner. Great excitement here at Ayresome Park. There's nothing like a good old-fashioned English cup tie to stir the blood. And they're relishing this match here. Wembley the prize for the winner. Coleman has come up. And Mowbray too. Proctor's corner. McGrath to the rescue. McGee. Kernigan. Here's Davenport. Here's such good close control. Useful cross too. Here's McGee. Didn't really get hold of it. Appeals for handball. And the referee in no way interested. McGee has toiled away.
It's ironic, really. I bet Bruce Rioch sitting there thinking this is the only major competition where away goals don't count double.
Yes, they'd have won it, of course, by virtue of their 2 goals at Villa Park. Middlesbrough throw. If you're just joining us, we're now in extra time in this northern final of the Zenith Cup, the second leg. Villa leading by a goal to nil on the night, so it's 2-2, all square on aggregate. Or Daley might be in here. Mohan's done very well again. Slaven here. Now Davenport. Kerr didn't quite find Slaven thanks to the sliding intervention of Chris Price. Mohan. Over the head of Slaven. Mowbray. What an example he has been to his teammates tonight. Tony Mowbray, back after suspension, of course. Proctor now. It's Parkinson. Price. Off he goes on one of his runs. Platt now. Good pass from him. Too long, though, for Platt and Price coming in. Stuart Gray supplying the cross. And Wynn took that one way over the far side. Mountfield taking the throw for Aston Villa. Mowbray. Kerr taking over from Slaven. Skipping past 2 tackles. Gray now. Platt was down the middle, and Daley. It's Davenport breaking away from Middlesbrough. Now then to Slaven. He's got Kernigan up in support through the middle. Cut out by McGrath. Proctor now. There'll be some tired legs out there. It's the survival of the fittest now. Proctor. Had Kerr with him, and Parkinson here. Now Kerr. Got 2, 3 waiting in the middle. Whipped away though by McGrath. Good jump by Mowbray. Now Daley.
Platt's playing as if he's got magnets in his feet, isn't he? Virtually every ball, every cross that's put in seems to be attracted to him.
Slaven. Price. Here's Olney. On then from Platt. Mowbray with a covering tackle. Daley almost embarrassed the pair of them then. But it's still all square in this northern final of the Zenith Cup. You're watching live and exclusively on Sky. We'll be with you right through to the finish, of course. It may well go to penalties, but there must be a finish tonight. Someone has to go on to Wembley. Daley. Trying to find some room for himself. Has he taken it too far? Still Daley. And eventually he was brought down by Davenport. So free kick to Aston Villa. Up goes Nielsen from the back. Still in the first period of extra time. Cowans. Good cross. Platt's in there. Flags up for offside. Nothing will happen here now. The linesman waving furiously over on the far side. It was moments ago. And it's offside against Aston Villa. Come on, Boro now is the roar around Ayresome Park. Can Middlesbrough lift themselves again? Or will Aston Villa go on to reach that Wembley final? Davenport. This is Cowans. Now for Gray. Mowbray. Olney is in there, scampering, hoping. And the referee deciding in favour of Aston Villa. Pears not too happy. Olney. 8 minutes gone in this first period. Gage setting himself up for the shot and drilling it well wide.
It's noticeable once Villa do go into the attack how quickly Mountfield steps out of the back line to go and join it up. You know, he's got a nose for goals. He scored some very, very valuable goals in his career, and now I think he's looking to score one which would certainly be Villa's most valuable goal for years.
7 goals this season from Derek Mountfield, and many more, of course, from his Everton days. Indeed, the First Division's highest scoring defender this season. And they've had a great defensive record too, Aston Villa. They've conceded less goals in the First Division than any other side. Another player down injured, Proctor, I think. Here's Cowans. Now then for Stuart Gray. Here's Platt. That would have been a spectacular finish if he managed to get on the end of that one. Kernigan is the target here. Turning away from McGrath. Nielsen pumping another one forward. Platt's onside. Daley's in the middle and Olney too. But they're looking a little tired at times now out there. Villa, of course, should have been fresher for this one. They didn't have a match on Saturday. Their game at Queen's Park Rangers was called off. Middlesbrough beat Portsmouth at home. So stamina will certainly play a part now. Extra time. Of the first period to go. Parkinson with the free kick. Across came Mountfield. Now is there a chance here for Middlesbrough? The bugler thought about bugling but didn't. Will he smile if they score? There's the cross in. Throw to Middlesbrough. Parkinson looking to hurl another long one in. McGee his way forward from the back, and Mowbray too. It's a siege now on the Villa goal. Mowbray, Kernigan, another corner. Again off Stuart Gray. The crowd wondering now if Middlesbrough can do it. It'll be Proctor again with the corner. Mowbray, there he is challenging. Davenport! And it's there from Slaven! Ernie Slaven has done it! And the crowd here have gone absolutely bananas. Ernie Slaven, goal number 24 for him this season. And he has put Middlesbrough back in front.
It's unbelievable. I couldn't help thinking when the ball from the previous corner had fallen to Kernigan, just thinking, would this one have fallen to Slaven? And there he is, seconds later. He really hasn't had a kick in the penalty box all night, and at the first chance he shows what a sharp little finisher he is. When it's anywhere in the 6-yard box, he's as good as anything in football.
He switched so well from right foot to left. Super finish from Slaven, and the crowd here celebrating now. Are they on their way to Wembley? What a season he's having. That's number 24 then, his 7th in this competition. He, of course, scored at Villa Park. And the crowd now in tremendous voice. Bruce Wirral, no emotion on his face. He knows it isn't over yet. Just a couple of minutes of the first period of extra time to go. McGrath for Aston Villa. Platt. Parkinson coolly steers it back. Well, Ron, they've turned it round again.
Very much so. I mean, it's ironic how little things change for you. I mean, there was play going on, and all of a sudden the linesman's given a corner that nobody else has quite seen, and how vital that could be to Middlesbrough's cause.
Well, they're delighted. I would like to see what the bugler's doing. Perhaps we will in a minute. McGrath with a throw for Aston Villa. Nearing then the end of the first period of extra time. Middlesbrough 1-1 on the night, leading from the 2-1 advantage from the first leg. There he is. Oh, he's blowing away quite cheerfully now. Look. Has anyone told him they've scored, I wonder? Mowbray with a header. Olney. Still Aston Villa pressing. Kernigan. Now then to Parkinson. Aston Villa are right back in the game with a goal from Stuart Gray. Now Bernie Slaven. I wonder if he is going to take Middlesbrough on to that first ever Wembley final. Electrifying atmosphere at Ayresome Park. Cowans now for Aston Villa. They certainly haven't finished yet. Daley, even his sprinting ability, couldn't keep the ball in play. I bet she's seen a few matches down the years, Rob.
She's only been going for the last 3 years. She's only 27.
I think we've all aged a few years tonight. That's half time. Middlesbrough back in front. A goal from Bernie Slaven. I was saying earlier on about his selection for the Republic of Ireland. So he's got plenty to celebrate at the moment. Here's the corner again and the goal. Proctor with the corner. Mowbray mistimed his jump but still managed to hit the ball on. Then it was Davenport driving it through, and Slaven switching feet there delightfully and into the corner. That's a quality finish one.
That's reminiscent of a certain Jay Greaves, isn't it?
Very much so. Right, on we go then with the second period of extra time. And what a tense, nail-biting 15 minutes this is going to be.
I think it's so important now for Middlesbrough. They've got the wind at their back that they don't drop back don't drop back and sort of play the game from their own penalty area. They've got to try and play the game as deep into the Villa half as they can.
Cowans, beaten by McGee, but here's Stuart Gray. Away by Mowbray. Nielsen. Good running here by Price. He's made a lot of useful sorties down that flank. Goal kick. He didn't agree with the decision. The crowd behind the goal gave a huge roar of relief then. And how excited they all are. Well, they've seen some great days, some great matches at Ayresome Park, but never have they seen their team go on to Wembley. Davenport now. It's a free kick to Middlesbrough. Davenport, who's come on to some good effect as a substitute. Here's the free kick, looking for Kernigan. Nothing doing this time though. Peter With, how do you think it's going now?
Yeah, I was thinking in the first half, really, the three centre-backs of Villa, they're covering the left-back position, and they've pushed Stuart Gray forward as far forward as they can now. And they had a great spell, and it was ironic, really, that I was thinking exactly the same as Ron, really, when the linesman must have good eyes to give a corner, and I was saying it's going to be ironic if they get a goal from this. And they did, all right, they took the corner again, but they got a goal from it.
Pass set from Cowans going astray. So a few more seconds ticking away. Andy Slaven, the man whose goal has Middlesbrough back in front overall. And what good voice now these Middlesbrough fans are in. And why not? Parkinson now, surging forward. McGee outside him. Slaven's in the middle, and Kernigan. Still McGee. Davenport. Wriggling one way then the other. Good turn by Davenport. If he'd have finished it then, well, that could have been all over for Aston Villa. There's never been any doubt about the man's skill, Ron, is there?
No, I just wonder when Ripley went off, if Ripley hadn't got injured, whether Bruce had thought about bringing him on and pairing him up with Ripley, because his ability to hold the ball up in the wind would have been important.
Here he is again now, Davenport. Off Nielsen for the corner. Things didn't really work out for Davenport when he left Nottingham Forest, but he's reviving his career now at Ayresome Park. And the pressure here is on Aston Villa. They're a goal behind overall. 1-1 on the night. Proctor with the corner. It'll fall for Kerr. It's there! What a moment for Kerr, the former Aston Villa man. And he's given now Middlesbrough a 2-goal advantage, and surely he's taking them on to Wembley.
And I don't think anyone will begrudge him that, apart from a fanatical Villa supporter. He's worked hard, he's been very professional. He looked after David Platt in the first half. He probably had the most number of goal attempts. He nearly gave the game away with a back pass, and there it is. He may very well, as you say, have taken them the distance now.
Aston Villa hoping to spring straight back with Platt here, and Olney, but McGee tidies up. What a strike then by Kerr. So often a fringe player at Aston Villa. That's his reply. And the celebrations are going on wildly now around the stadium. Paul Kerr, I would imagine, can hardly contain his excitement. His first goal in the competition, he scored on Saturday. That was his first of the season. There are 10 minutes left. And it's a mountainous task now facing Aston Villa. 2 goals behind. Nielsen. Here's Olney. Tangling with Mowbray. him off. Gage. Gray. Here's Olney. It's a chance for Villa. They haven't cashed in. Cardigan. Surely Middlesbrough won't let it slip now. Gage. 4-2 on aggregate. Middlesbrough lead. And the cry now around Ayresome Park is we're on our way to Wembley.
It's going to be a long all 8 minutes or whatever it is there.
Bruce Rioch still showing no emotion. And what I wonder is going through his mind now with his team so close. Shot from Platt. They've soaked it up. And Proctor anywhere will do now. And those happy faces around the ground tell the story of what will be a momentous achievement for Middlesbrough if they make it all the way to Wembley. Platt. Gray's in the middle now. Here's Gray. Scorer of 1 goal for Aston Villa. Denied this time, though, by Stephen Pears.
There's another anxious moment there for Middlesbrough. I think they've got to try and get the ball in the opposition half and push up the field as high as they can. Keep the game away from their own goal mouth as much as possible.
Well, they have just got to stay calm now. They are so close to Wembley. Cardigan on, cut out by McGrath. Here's Gage. Now then for Daley. Cowans to Price. Coleman looked a little clumsy then, but he did his job effectively enough. Over on the Middlesbrough bench, they're urging their players on. They can hardly keep their seats over there. Fantastic sound now around Ayresome Park. Mountfield up towards Platt. Only an end for Gray. It was Coleman's interception, and off goes Parkinson. And every man in this Middlesbrough side has fought and battled for the cause. Colin Todd and Bruce Rioch, perspiration on their faces. Sit still over there. You can't blame them really. They've done a fantastic job, Rioch and Todd, in guiding Middlesbrough right to the verge of a Wembley final. Of course, it was that combination, Rioch and Todd, who lifted Middlesbrough from their gloomier days back in '86 when the club were in danger of folding. They're not folding now, they most certainly are thriving. A throw to Middlesbrough. Davenport to take it for them. We have 6 minutes left now. Curran with a header. Proctor, 2-1 on the night to Middlesbrough. They lead 4-2 on aggregate. Aston Villa were ahead in the first game, remember? And they scored the first goal tonight. And yet again, Middlesbrough have come so defiantly from behind. Cardigan losing out to McGrath. He's been quite magnificent for Aston Villa, but is he now going to be on the losing side? Slaven, scorer of the second goal tonight. Now Proctor. Here's McGee. Slaven.
It's so important now for Middlesbrough, they don't give the ball away unnecessary.
It's Price with a through ball, Daley, and Pears, and they come all the way.
I think we just saw that little incident there with McGee when he had several easy options on and he tried the hard ball. At this stage of the game, it's keep the ball, don't give it the opposition.
5 minutes to go. Cowans with Price. In towards Olney. Now Daley. Gage. Too long for Mountfield. Oh, good save again. Safe handling. Bruce Real with more instructions from the bench. Looking so calm and collected beforehand, Bruce, when everyone had been feeling inside. McGrath.
He doesn't deserve to be on a losing side, does he?
But unless something dramatic happens now, he's going to be. Middlesbrough with his 2-goal advantage. And we're into the last 5 minutes. 4, in fact, to go now. Slaven and Kerr with the goals for Middlesbrough. After Stuart Gray had levelled the tie overall. And they'll be celebrating this one for some time to come in Middlesbrough if they go on to Wembley. Seconds. It's got Kernigan and Slaven to aim for up front. Nielsen with a header for Villa. Now Cowans. Can they come again? Middlesbrough, who rallied so well after the setback of losing Putney early on. Little Owen McGee has come on and produced wonders, really. Sterling display by him. And by all this Middlesbrough team, who are 3 minutes away from Wembley. Bruce will be so proud if they can't make it. Mountfield's throw. Kernigan. It's a free kick to Aston Villa. Platt. They know how sharp he can be. Appeals for a penalty, rejected by the referee, David Allison. Stuart Gray. Just 2 other scores there. Brentford, this is the Leyland Daft. Brentford 1, Bristol Rovers 2. And Tranmere, I didn't catch the end of that one before it was removed from the screen. 3-0 the final score to Tranmere. Graham Taylor wondering what his team could do now. Into the last couple of minutes. Daley. Aston Villa still persevering, still hoping, but it's looking beyond them now. But here's Daley. Away by Mowbray for the corner. And there still may be some anxiety for Middlesbrough before they clinch that Wembley place. There'll be Cowans, of course, with the corner. Only Slaven has been left upfield for Middlesbrough. Here's the corner. Paul McGrath sliced his clearance. Mountfield. A minute left. Desperate defending by Middlesbrough. Kerr. Trying to shake off Mountfield. Here's Proctor. Now Davenport. Parkinson's gone through the middle. McGrath was there. Only seconds left now. Gage hopefully forward. Whistles from the Middlesbrough fans. They know it's nearly over.
Just reward for a magnificent display of character, because if you look at over the 2 games, it's fair to say that Middlesbrough have been the better side. At the end of in the second period of normal time, I thought Villa had a really good spell. But overall, in the 2 games, Middlesbrough definitely deserved this.
Proctor. Price. Now McGrath. We're now into time added on for any stoppages in extra time. There certainly haven't been many of those. Gray. Still Gray, going all the way. It's safely in the arms of goalkeeper Pears. No way through this time for Stuart Gray. It's all over, and Middlesbrough have made it to Wembley for the first time in their history. Scenes of delight around Ayresome Park. There are fans all over the pitch, and who would deny them their moment of glory too? They've waited so long for this. At last, Middlesbrough, under the guidance of Bruce Rioch, have made it to the famous Twin Towers. And the fans just can't control their elation. They're swarming all over the field now. That's how it finished. Middlesbrough winning 2-1 on the night, 4-2 on aggregate. And Aston Villa, very much the favourites before the two matches were played, had missed out. Going so well in the First Division, but they weren't strong enough to overcome Middlesbrough. We'll be back after